Hi guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing my AFL fantasy review of the round 5 clash between GWS and Hawthorn and going through who really did well, as we saw a lot of big scores in this game, and how I guess there is some trouble for some players. Hint hint, Tom Green with the tribunal with his dump tackle, but I suspect he probably actually gets off. So before we get into it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, Cogs top scored for GWS with a 115. Huge comeback game from him, and is now averaging I think 97 or so. So he still is the worst pick out of him and Taranto at the moment, but could easily pick that up and start scoring 125s, 130s here quite easily, as I don't believe he even had a goal here. I don't believe he kicked a goal. And if I go back here and go Cornelio here, we see here he had no goals for a 115. And yeah, 17 and 16, so he could even get that ratio to a better point and be scoring higher. Then you have Cummins here coming back to scoring well, and he might be an option in the future if he can pick it up, but we'll just have to wait and see with him, as you do have Ash and Whitfield taking major points off him in the back line. So he's a worry for me, and I'm not going to be selecting him anytime soon. I sort of want to wait for his form to pick up. Toby Green was huge, kicking I think one goal. What did he kick? Probably 3 or 4, I think, in this game. I think he kicked 3. And yeah, just huge to get to the 110, and he ended up actually playing a little bit in the midfield to help out, and that's why he got to 110. I don't think you can really take much into this performance, averaging 61 beforehand and just got a 103. I think that's just going to be an outlier for him. Tom Green, as you can see here, huge first and third quarter, but then slowed down in the last quarter, especially only getting 9 in the first 24 minutes of the last quarter, and then had a huge just got a cheap mark and a couple of handballs to get to 100, but he's in doubt for next round due to a dump tackle, and I guess we find out, I think is it today or tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday, that we find out what the match review panel has to say about that. So I think that comes out, I want to say Monday sometime, and we'll find out what is going on with him, and then that'll help us to, I guess, figure out whether he's a hold or not, as I only expect him to get 1 at worst, as he didn't pin the arm, as well as the fact that the guy landed on his back first, so he didn't hit head first, unlike Will Day. So I think it's at worst going to be similar to Gary Rowan's, but I don't think he will get any, because I think Gary Rowan pinned the arm from memory, whereas I don't think Tom Green did. So I think that'll be the difference with it, is that the potential to cause injury will be lower for Tom Green. And then you got Hogan here, Whitfield's 86, pretty down game again, another bad quarter for him, and he doesn't have the scoring potential to pick it up in the other quarters at the moment. Ash was alright in the third quarter, which propelled him to an 83, but other than that, didn't look too good. Ward 81, Kelly disappointing with a 79, and really just a disappointing second half from him, only having 8 touches in the second half is pretty bad. And then you have a lot of these rookies here. Well, Sam Taylor isn't a rookie, but he did really well. Buckley as well, another key defender, sort of fell away in the second half, but 75 from him. Himmelberg is starting to really lower in price, so I wonder if next year, if the team picks him up, which could be either Hawthorn or Sydney or someone else, he will play, I believe they will most likely play him off the halfback, and that'll really help for fantasy wise, because I think he could average 100 a game off the halfback for any team. and he'll be like 400k or something like that. So we'll just be better for fantasy related. Yeah, because I don't think they take the. It would be really bad if they took the if the rules worked out that they took the best fantasy season out of your last two, even if you do play 10 games. I don't think that rule comes in though if you play over 10 games. Haynes did alright, but an option that I didn't go for, and really didn't have a good first half. 22-point first half, but 50-point second half to catch up. And then Callahan failed, sort of, so he's starting to come to the end of his cash flow, and then so he only ended up gaining probably close to 100k, 150k for Callahan. Peatling, Lloyd, Hamilton, Ralston looked alright in the last couple quarters, but only ended up with a 31, so that's not the best. And then Cadman really is a key forward, so not really that interesting for him. Then we go over to Hawthorn, and Newcomb just had a really good first and third, got 80 points out of them and really carried him to a 119, and that's huge from him. And then we will see with WORPEL as well here. He did end up with a 114, which is absolutely huge and great for cash flow. I think he ended up gaining 40 odd K from this, from a break even of, I believe it was a break. These break evens might actually be right. I believe it was a break even of 61, and now he has a break even of very low again. I'll just check that actually now thinking about it. Warpool has a break even now of 46. So with that break even of 61, he got it to go down again, and with Will Day out, he'll get the same role. So I expect him to be able to average, to get another 85, 90 at least. Maybe not a 114, but a 90 odd for Warple will really help his cash flow, and get him up to around that 650 range, and then that'll help because a lot of people traded him and Philippou out, which really stunted their cash flow. Then you have Reeves, Moore, Amon, Sicily. Sicily was down a lot, kind of disappointing. Then again, you did have Hardwick take something like 11 kickouts and run out from 10 of them. So really stunted Sicily's score, and I think he'll come back soon, but I'm going to wait on him for another couple of weeks as his price is just going to drop into the low 800s, to be honest. Then you have Green, Morrison, McDonald, Ward. Mitchell was an interesting one. I thought early on when he was on, what was he on? 42 after close to 1 2/3 quarters. I thought he's it was probably 6 or 7 to go in the second. I thought he was actually on for a big score, and that would really be the guy that I'd go for over Johannesson, but he slowed down in the end and only got up to 64, and I think given that it was an easy matchup against GWS, I don't think he'll do the same, and I'm not willing to risk it with him when I can get Johannesson, who can easily both go when Johannesson gets DPP, which will be once I've probably been done with him, but I have enough cover for dual position players. So with that, I think Mitchell's probably a good option for some people that don't want to risk it with Johannesson, with all the cash with Johannesson, but for me, I think it would be a lot better to just use Johannesson with his scoring potential. Then you have Hardwick here, who I expect to probably get dropped. Long was all right here as well, 63. A huge second and fourth quarter to get up to that mark. Meek, 60. Frost did some really dumb stuff in the last quarter here. 2 marks, a kick and a handball, and both of these turned into turnovers. So surprised he ended up getting 73 real DT, to be honest. Or that's real DT, that's not Supercoach. Supercoach would be probably low for him for those turnovers, and I guess they'd be clangers as well. And then you have Bruce, Impey, no one else here, and then Mackenzie came on for Wingard, as Wingard had some weird injury that he went to the hospital for, and Mackenzie's cash gen pretty much stopped, as he now he broke even in that game, even though it says he didn't. And then basically he's going to have a break even of, I believe, 62 in the next game, which is going to be tough to get to. So yeah, I don't think Mackenzie's an option just to hold, because you have other issues to sort with, and he should get a game next week. But I don't think he's going to be... I wouldn't obviously jump on him at all, and I could see if other people didn't have any problems like Chandler, Jinby, Green or other things, to get off of Mackenzie here. And you probably could almost get off of Mackenzie instead of Chandler, but I think Mackenzie will play and Chandler won't, so it's better to get off of Mackenzie, to be honest. So that's the review there of the GWS versus Hawthorn game, and how GWS scraped over the line, 10 goals 17. So really inaccurate from them, but they scraped over the line due to Harry Himmelberg, I think it was, touch on the line with about 30 seconds or something to go. So they get another victory, and Hawthorn's, I guess, nearer to the bottom of the ladder now. So I'll see you guys in another video sometime soon. I believe it's the last recap video that I'm doing, and then we got my AFL Fantasy team review. Then we've got tips, trade targets, cash cows, and team reveal, and then we go into Thursday's games. Oopsie, that's not good. There we go. Tipped the thing and not nudged out my camera, but I'll see you guys, I guess, in another video. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.